Wait and see.
You cackled! This is gonna be so cool.
It was one of the most magical shows on television.
Wait! You forgot to tell me how to land!
In 1996, Sabrina the Teenage Witch kept audiences spellbound with a brand new bag of tricks,
This magic thing isn't so bad.
2 wacky aunts,
Man's done.
and 1 talking cat.
Hey, so what if I'm a cat? This car says I got it going on.
Now, 21 years later, EW caught up with the cast of Sabrina at Stan Lee's Los Angeles Comic-Con for an unforgettable reunion.
I was never a teenager playing a teenage witch.
Really?
Nope.
You weren't 19?
I was,
That's a bit of trivia. Say that again?
no, because it was my 20, I was never a teenager playing a teenage witch. Yeah. I was 20 when we
Someone's
started.
fantasy right now, you just destroyed the fantasy.
I know.
Somebody is just like crying right now.
Do you know there's like those things that say like, if you want to feel old, and then one of them is that Sabrina is now 40? Like, oh, you're welcome.
The following program.
Modern style.
So sweet. So innocent. Just the perfect little witch.
The story of Sabrina the Teenage Witch began back in 1962 when the character was first introduced in a comic book called Archie's Madhouse.
Archie comics were a huge form of entertainment back in the 1960s. You had Archie, his gang of friends, and they're getting into all kinds of mischief with these wacky adventures, monsters. People could not get enough of them.
He was a red-headed kid who had this gang of friends in Riverdale, sort of a middle America-esque town, going on these crazy adventures. Sometimes monsters or other wacky things would be involved, but most of the time it was just about small-town high school life.
And then enter Sabrina. She was introduced to the comics in the early 1960s, and readers loved her because Sabrina just felt like one of them. But there was a very big exception. Sabrina's a witch.
It's my first day at Riverdale High, and frankly, I'm as nervous as a kitten.
In 1969, Sabrina made her first animated appearance in an episode of Archie and His New Pals.
I'm afraid someone might find out that I'm a teenage witch.
She's a teenage girl, she has lots of friends, but because she's a witch, she doesn't want them to know that. So that sets up all kinds of fun situations, physical comedy, all kinds of things going on to protect her real, true identity.
I'm Miss Grundy, and you're new here, so I'd better acquaint you with our regulation against pets.
Pets? Where, Miss Grundy?
Why, right there on your way, young lady.
Sabrina got her own comic and cartoon and became a big character on her own aside from Archie.
What's really amazing is how Sabrina has endured through the decades, really unlike few characters have been able to do. And the character is still so relevant to this day. People love her.
In 1996, 34 years after the character was created, Sabrina the Teenage Witch made her live-action debut in a TV movie for Showtime.
You've probably been feeling a bit odd lately. Different?
Different? You're a witch.
So the Sabrina movie in 1996, yes, you still have a teenage girl who is trying to keep her identity a secret, but the thing is, she doesn't even know that she's a witch until her 16th birthday. Talk about a big surprise there.
I'm hallucinating. This is nuts.
No, you're not crazy.
It all seems very strange, but it's all very real.
Sabrina the movie was the brainchild of talent manager turned producer Paula Hart.
My mother produced it. She found the comic book from the Archie comics, and she sold it to Viacom as a TV movie. We did a TV movie for Showtime, so I was just sort of always attached, if you will.
Melissa Joan Hart was cast in the title role.
This has got to be a dream.
The 20-year-old actress was already well known as the star of the successful Nickelodeon comedy, Clarissa Explains It All.
Gee, I could watch this all day.
So in the movie, once Sabrina finds out she's a witch, she is immediately thrust into this world and hilarity ensues.
I'm a witch, so let's make a switch.
Her life is just turned upside down. Her cat starts talking.
Do you like it?
Wow. I mean, meow.
She starts having all these abilities that she never knew that she had.
Stop!
She just has to figure out how to handle this while also keeping her magic a secret.
Mondo stylin' boots, man. Those are cool.
Thanks.
Sabrina's best friend, Marnie, was played by Michelle Boudouin. The 21-year-old actress was coming off a small role in the 1995 thriller Bad Company, starring Lawrence Fishburne and Ellen Barkin.
Sister sees this tape of you and,
I don't think Mom's gonna like this, Uncle Johnny.
Even in the midst of all this mayhem in Sabrina's life, the one great thing is her best friend Marnie, who is super loyal to her. She doesn't care how popular she is. She's unique. That's her.
You must be the birthday girl. I'm Seth.
I know.
The role of Seth, the high school hunk, went to Ryan Reynolds. The 20-year-old future Hollywood A-lister was making one of his earliest appearances.
Seth, you know, I'm really kind of thirsty.
Oh, you know what? Me too. Get me a root beer, would you? You guys thirsty?
We all know and love Ryan Reynolds today, of course, but most people don't actually realize that he played Seth, the hot guy that Sabrina's in love with, and let's be honest, probably every other girl at school because he's Ryan Reynolds. Come on.
Party just hit the big time. What? It's Seth.
Well, obviously we were expecting. Cool.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch premiered on Showtime in April 1996. And it didn't take long for producer Paula Hart to sell the premise as a primetime sitcom.
Well, my mom, Paula, was the producer. She found the comic strip, she turned it into a TV movie, and then she sold it to ABC. But she pitched it to, I think, 4 different networks in one day. And by the end of the day, I think she had 3 offers, but ABC was the only one that gave her a time slot, and T.G.I.F was the time slot, and she said, that's where it belongs, we're doing it. So it was really Paula who did that.
I feel like a Chippendales cat.
Didn't look like a cat, and looked a bit like an alcoholic rabbit wearing a hairpiece. When you say a little bit.
Watch this princess throw a fit. Send her a humongous...
Oh my God, I'm going!
In 1996, Sabrina the Teenage Witch premiered on Showtime as a TV movie. ABC liked what they saw and hired comedy writer Nell Scovell to develop the project as a primetime sitcom.
The movie's is really sweet. It's not very funny, so that when they wanted to turn it into a sitcom, they really were looking for someone who came out of that world. So I had worked on The Simpsons, I had worked on Murphy Brown, I had worked on the show Coach, which was a big hit for ABC. I had worked at Late Night with David Letterman. So when I approached the series, it was really, how do I make this funny? And it had a talking cat, so you kind of couldn't miss.
Salem, are you spying on me?
I'm a cat. I'm curious, so kill me.
The truth is, I wanted to create a show that I would have loved when I was a teenage girl.
You are a witch with real magical powers. And now that you're 16, you can use them. And you wanted something from the Gap.
Just like in the movie, Sabrina finds out on her 16th birthday that she's a witch, which is the same age her aunts Hilda and Zelda were when they found out.
Sorry, is this the Witches' Council?
They tell her about the other realm, which is kind of this home for witches and mystical beings and other members of the magical community.
My favorite was going to the other realm. We'd have to go through you guys remember the closet? Like, you'd have to go into the closet. Well, that closet was about as big as this space right here. So the 3 of us would go running in there, slam the door, and close our eyes because there were lightning strikes, these lights, these like crazy lights.
And they would blind you if you had your eyes open.
It would blind you.
Hello.
You had to try to hide and duck and cover your eyes because you walk out of there just feeling like, you know, you just had a seizure. It was like crazy.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Brad. Brad who? Brad Pitt. Is there any other Brad worth mentioning?
ABC wanted Melissa Joan Hart to stay on as Sabrina. Michelle Boudouin also retained her role as the best friend, but her character's name was changed from Marnie to Jenny.
Jennifer Kelly, president of the senior class.
Can you believe I won? Yes.
There was a real chemistry between Melissa and Michelle from the movie, and ABC made that decision. I think they really liked Michelle. She was Canadian and very fresh and really authentic.
All right, let's start with the basics. Orange into apple. Now you concentrate and point. Apple, pineapple. pineapple. That's very close.
The part of Zelda, Sabrina's aunt, went to Beth Broderick. The 37-year-old actress had appeared in nearly 40 episodes of the sitcom Hearts of Fire, starring John Ritter and Billy Bob Thornton.
Miss Star, could you please take off your shoes?
Oh, sure.
No, not your shirt. I said your shoes.
It's all right, honey. It's just my new bikini top.
Aunt Zelda was this voice of reason. She acted very rationally, wanted to make sure Sabrina used her magical powers responsibly.
I'm not very good at this. You told me the 23rd time is a charm.
You'll learn to control your magic. Or at the very least, you'll always be able to garnish a ham steak.
I actually was originally asked to read for the role of Hilda. And I called my agents and I said, no, I'm Zelda. I know I'm Zelda. I just know it. Look, honestly, I knew the show would go and I knew I would be Zelda. So I walked into the audition and said, I'm Zelda. And they were like, well, okay.
Boom.
It kind of just worked out. Like it just,
I can't imagine you as anything but Zelda.
right? I just knew it. Like I read the script and I was like, no, I'm Zelda.
Guess who's going out with the head of the Witches' Council tomorrow night? I'll give you a hint.
Sabrina's other aunt, Hilda, was played by Caroline Rhea. This was the 32-year-old actress's big break after making a name for herself as a stand-up comedian.
When my sister had her baby, she was in labor for like 36 hours, and when she got wheeled out of labor and delivery, she looked up at me and she went like this, adopt.
Aunt Hilda is literally everything that Aunt Zelda is not. She's very irresponsible, very emotional. She uses her powers in ways she shouldn't. And so she gets Sabrina into all kinds of trouble.
I just turned the most popular girl in school into a pineapple.
Chill. I can fix this. Chunks or rings?
Hilda, there are other ways.
I always loved the fact that Hilda never had to be like the responsible one. She was, you know, the fun aunt, you know. And I was, until I had my daughter, I was always the fun aunt.
Right. Tough chick or damsel in distress.
Isn't there something in the middle?
Like a tough chick in distress? Ooh, I like it.
I had this horrible boyfriend and my friend Nell Scovell called me and she had created this show and she said to me, Caroline, why did you pass on the show? I think you would really love it. And I was like, what are you talking about? I had just gotten back from this horrible trip to Hawaii with the boyfriend, and the trip was so bad that we broke up before the pictures were developed, and we had a Polaroid. Thank you very much. It was before phones, okay? So yeah, that's how long ago it was. And she called me and she said, I go, well, tell me what the character is. And she said, she's a witch, and you know, and she can. She's recently imprisoned the man that didn't love her in her ring.
Hilda, let me out! Oh, it's starting to grow on me.
I love the way he catches the light.
And I was like, I'll do it.
Look,
it's really, because I really thought it was like a documentary. Like that would be a skill that I would get immediately.
Looking for the loser convention?
I am. And look, I found it.
22-year-old newcomer Jenna Lee Green won the role of Libby, Sabrina's high school nemesis.
She did something no other actress did when they came in and read for the part, which is she smiled.
Freak. Double freak.
And all the other mean girls kind of did it with a sneer. And Jenna was just so happy to be mean. And that made it so much funnier.
Oh, no. Smell you later.
Before Mean Girls were cool, Sabrina the Teenage Witch had Libby. She's rich, she's snobby. Sabrina uses a lot of her magical powers on her.
Where did Libby go? I have no idea.
Another first-time actor, 18-year-old Nate Reichert, was cast as Harvey, Sabrina's on-again, off-again boyfriend.
You guys talking about me?
Yes.
Come talk about me over here.
For anyone who was a fan of Sabrina and the T.G.I.F lineup, there was one original crush in your heart, and that would be Harvey, the cute, dumb jock on the football team.
Bless you.
Everybody loved him, including Sabrina, and he was usually a source of drama for Sabrina and other girls at the high school who would argue over him.
And by the way, Harvey, I was thinking you and I could go to the dance together, okay?
Okay.
Great. Thanks for helping.
Well, in the height of it, it did get pretty crazy. I remember going to a mall one time with my girlfriend at the time. We were going to a record store, Sam Goody. I don't know. Remember those? Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. So we make it past the perfume counter at Bloomingdale's, and one little girl perks up, and then she whispers, and she giggles and laughs and runs and screams, and then another one, and we had a mob of girls running. I didn't go into a mall for at least 2 years after that.
This is insane. I'm going to my room. Come on, Salem.
Can you wait till I finish my milk?
Did the cat just talk?
Yes. And get this stupid hat off my head.
Oh my God!
Rounding out the cast was Nick Bakay as the voice of Sabrina's magical cat, Salem. The 37-year-old writer/actor had appeared in a string of hit sitcoms including Ellen, Murphy Brown, and Seinfeld.
What?
It's still there.
No, it can't be. I shampooed, I rinsed, I repeated.
It's still there. I smelled it.
I don't smell anything. Here, take another smell.
No.
No, here, just one more smell.
Please.
Nick Bakay, who became the voice of Salem the cat, was a writer on the show, and he was hired as a writer, and he always used to do the part in the room, and he's hilarious. So when we started seeing people for that part, we were always judging them against how Nick sounded, and they always came up short.
I'm the wrong witch to ask. They weren't very lenient with me. Sentenced to 100 years as a cat. And for what?
I don't know. For what?
Oh, like any young kid, I dreamed of world domination. Of course, they really crack down when you act upon it.
Every sitcom has a standout character, the one who is the go-to one for a laugh line or something hysterical. And in Sabrina, that was Salem.
At least let me lick your hands!
He was hands down one of the funniest parts of the show. He had the best one-liners.
Did you happen to mention that you're a cat now?
Is it that noticeable? Well, you know, a puppet can say anything, right? It's like, you know, it was great. I mean, it was so much fun, and it was fun to be able to write and perform the cat. Do I have any frosting on my face? You know, I loved the character. I loved how bitter he was. I can't go dancing. I can't play squash. The sound of the can opener is the only thing that makes me feel truly alive. It was so much fun. Voice acting is a blast, and you know, it's such a funny character, this frustrated witch who wanted to take over the world and ends up a house cat. What could be more fun than that?
Wow. No wonder you're so possessive of the sofa.
It would have been glorious. Me as the firm but just emperor of Earth. Trust me, being a house pet wasn't even plan B.
Nick would be on the side. So imagine you're like, we're in this show, and they're like, look directly at the puppet, which the first season didn't look like a cat, and
I feel like a Chippendales cat.
looked a bit like an alcoholic rabbit wearing a hairpiece, wouldn't you say? A little bit. Wasn't really a cat. So we'd have to look at the cat, and then Nick would be speaking, and he would be so funny.
Nothing more pathetic than a woman who clings to the past.
Unless it's one who sits around in a bathrobe and fuzzy slippers talking to her cat.
And they're like, look at the cat, and inevitably, everyone was looking at the cat, except me. I was like,
When Sabrina the Teenage Witch premiered on ABC in September 1996, more than 17 million viewers tuned in, making it the highest-rated sitcom of the night.
This is so not me.
The morning after we aired, I called up the ABC hotline, which tells you how shows did the previous night. And when I heard we had a 20 share, I just screamed.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
And then the first time that it was ever on the air and I walked down the street in New York City, I had like 30 kids, like high school kids, run after me and chase me. And I thought, I'm gonna be mugged by teenagers now. I don't know why, but I don't know what I have. And then they were like, we love that show.
I think Sabrina the Teenage Witch was a huge hit when it first started because you had Melissa Joan Hart, who already had a fan base thanks to Clarissa Explains It All. But then you also have to look at, this was a character that's been around for years, so there were already fans of the character as well. So I think those things combined, plus ABC, T.G.I.F, it was all kind of a perfect, you know, the stars aligning for this show to be a huge hit.
Sabrina will be right back on ABC.
We'll be right back. Enough words. Salem, hold me.
Oh, Shelley!
Ah, no, you can't. Get off me.
Those are the ones I always loved. Whenever he sort of had his heart broken, those are the best ones.
Sabrina, may I come in?
Yeah, I'm just practicing my magic.
Oh, wonderful.
I think I'm getting pretty good.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch premiered on ABC in 1996. The show was an immediate hit, and for 4 straight years reigned as the highest-rated series on the network's famed T.G.I.F lineup.
I love being a witch.
You have to understand how huge this was. T.G.I.F was event television. So for Sabrina to be the most watched show in that lineup, that means millions of people around the country are watching this sitcom every week.
Wow. This magic thing isn't so bad.
I think Sabrina gave viewers a different kind of female protagonist and a different kind of family unit. I think people really connected with watching someone grow up and find who they are as a teenager rather than be this established, figure.
Take it away, Sabrina.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through fog and filthy air. Now what?
Wait and see.
The show was feminist, and we didn't want to hit anyone over the head with it. But I think with Sabrina, we didn't want to make her a character who cared about clothing and who even cared that much about being popular. She wanted to do well in school. She wanted to have her friends. She wanted a nice boyfriend.
I want to give you something so we'll never forget this moment.
A bracelet, it's beautiful.
Read the inscription.
1236?
That's what time it was when we first spoke. In the cafeteria on your first day at school.
Oh, Harvey, it's perfect.
Well, I understand that I speak like 142 languages. So the show was very international, which was amazing. That this kind of show would transfer over so many different kind of cultures and to so many different people. And it really became a kind of worldwide thing.
Salem, tu veux ta souris en caoutchouc?
S'il te plaît.
You get called witch in a lot of different languages. Like, strega is the Italian for witch. That's what they call you.
Salem, pourquoi as-tu décidé noir? Tu t'es regardé dans une glace?
J'échange des emails avec un chamois à Jérusalem qui était avant un représentant de commerce.
We got this award in England. It was like a family award. They were like, we were being like honored for being a family show, and they were interviewing us. I don't know if you remember this, and she was like, "We love it. We love that she lives with her gay aunts and the gay cat." And we were like, "What?" The gay cat.
I knew all the time. You guys didn't see what went on at night in that house. Oh.
Oh my God, that's great.
Degrees here in downtown.
At the beginning of season 2, a brand new character was introduced.
Ow!
Who are you?
Your quiz master. Please don't hit.
Albert, aka the Quizmaster, was played by Alimi Ballard. The 20-year-old actor was fresh off a co-starring role on the short-lived sitcom Arsenio, starring Arsenio Hall.
You see, anyone can just take a job, but it is only the truly courageous who cannot take a job.
Any good witch needs a good teacher, and so in Sabrina's case, that's Quizmaster Albert. He journeys from the other realm to sort of serve as her tutor and teach her about her magic powers and how to use them effectively.
When will I have the actual test?
When you least expect it.
I loved it every time I showed up. I had no idea how I was going to pop up into her world and what the hell would I be wearing.
Howdy.
I remember I went in for the interview and it was great. It was a lot of fun and I had a blast. And I remember your mom asking me, "Your name's Alimi?" I was like, "Yes." She was like, "I'm like 100 pounds soaking wet maybe, right? I got hair and everything." So what does that mean? I said, "The intelligent one." She was like, "We'll see." And I walked out there, she said something. She was like, like that's what my name means, right? And I walked out and I felt good about it. And then I got the call and it was just special. Just very special.
It was a special time.
Oh, excuse me, I'd like to speak to the manager.
You from the health department?
No.
Then I'm the manager. I'm also the cashier, the table busser, and the bouncer. As a matter of fact, you know what they call me?
What?
Josh.
In season 4, David Lasher was brought on to play Josh, Sabrina's new love interest. The 27-year-old actor was best known for appearing in nearly 50 episodes of the hit sitcom Blossom.
Vinny, what are you doing?
I'm splitting, Blossom. I can't take it anymore. I love you, Blossom.
I love you too.
I enjoyed being the normal character
reacting to all this craziness as if nothing was wrong, you know?
Sabrina, she was talking about a soap opera. Sabrina?
Melissa would be playing just crazy, you know, antics, and my character is supposed to like have no idea about any of it.
Sabrina? Lose something?
No, but I found something.
A pineapple?
A perfectly good pineapple. Yeah, people throw away the darndest things.
So it was fun, like getting to react to the craziness all the time.
Miss Spellmans have a terrible weakness for pancakes. One bite and you won't be able to stop.
I can quit anytime I want.
Not effective because he's not family, but we're deadly serious about you, Sabrina.
My favorite episode was the pancake episode. You remember that one?
I do.
I am not getting hooked on pancakes. Hey, what's in there? French toast. Move along.
I was addicted to pancakes. And it was the first time I really think I really got into some real big physical comedy, and just diving into trash cans and shoving my face with pancakes and just being over the top, ridiculous fun.
What are y'all sitting there for? I need pancakes.
That was my favorite time on the show, I think, my favorite.
What are you cooking? Something smells handsome.
Sabrina, you're gonna love it. We're making you a dream date at a Mando.
My all-time favorite is the episode where we made men out of dough.
Man's done.
Hey, hi. Man, am I happy to be here.
You remember that?
Oh,
That was so much fun. Oh my God, that was fun.
I don't believe it. You look even more stunning than the last time I saw you.
It's so good to see you, too.
No, stay back.
Why?
I remember there was some funny ones where we sort of touch on Salem's love life.
Is that your cat?
Huh? Yes. They make incredible companions. Which was hilarious because there was a scene where he was trying to convince Kathy Ireland that he was a man.
Enough words. Salem, hold me.
Oh, Shelley.
Oh, no, your cat. Get off me.
Those are the ones I always loved. Whenever he sort of had his heart broken, those are the best ones.
A mannequin? How long were you expecting this to fool me?
Another 30 seconds? Sure, the cat had a lot of heart.
Hi, Sabrina.
Oh, hey, Harvey.
My favorite thing was I think it was called the Hideous Man Beast or something like that. It was with the prosthetic teeth and the hair. I got to jump around in a dumpster and throw stuff around and dance on a table.
To do some dance moves and stuff.
Yeah.
Sabrina, you can take the sprinkles, but let me warn you, the truth can have painful side effects. Like what? Itching, chafing, hurt feelings.
Sounds like gym class.
One of my favorite shows was called Bunt Friday. I think it was the second episode, actually.
Do you ever wonder what Harvey's thinking about when he's looking out the window?
Probably football.
Sabrina wants to know if Harvey likes her, so she borrows some truth sprinkles from her aunt, and in home ec class, she sprinkles it on the bundt cakes they make. What she doesn't realize is that the teacher finds the sprinkles.
Did you see a container of sprinkles on the counter?
Yeah, Mrs. Bazigian took him. She got really excited and started putting them on all the bunts. Then she left the room. Gotta go.
And everyone walks around telling the truth.
I didn't just take home ec because Coach told me to. I like to cook. I like it a lot. Hey!
And what I loved about this episode was, you know, T.G.I.F could get really sappy, and our message was not that you should tell the truth all the time. It was actually that the world would be a horrible place if everyone told the truth all the time.
You think I wanted to be a guidance counselor? Heck, no. I was born to play the blues. I got no future.
So it felt a little subversive to us.
Ignorance was bliss. I was just too stupid to know it.
It also had the line where the home ec instructor tells the kids to
smell your bunts. Smell your neighbor's bunts.
And that made us laugh really hard in the writer's room.
Why do I need to be in here?
Because this crummy tub doesn't have any jets. Keep pedaling, Red.
I had like some crazy shower cap or something on, and I'm sitting in there and I was like, I wonder where this is gonna take me.
great. Wait, you forgot to tell me how to land.
Just use the magic within.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch premiered in 1996 and ran for 4 seasons on ABC. But in 2000, the hit show switched networks, moving to the WB for the start of season 5.
When the show's contract with ABC was up, the production company that made it tried to negotiate, wanted some more money from ABC, but the network wasn't willing to pony up, so they moved the show over to the WB.
I want to live at college like a normal freshman.
Our own crib on campus? Cake party!
In season 5, Sabrina goes to college and makes some new friends.
Hello? Look, you seem very nice.
Thanks.
I have no room in my life for people like that.
Her roommate, Roxy, was played by Soleil Moonfry. The 24-year-old actress was already well known from her hit 80s sitcom, Punky Brewster.
I was so excited because A, I got to work with one of my best friends, and I had been able to do Punky Brewster, which was such a fun show, and to come on to another, thank you, and to come on to another timeless show was so great, a show that felt so timeless, where it was so fantastic and already a family, but they made us feel so welcomed.
Yeah, it was very much
we were
run
part of the
like a family, the whole show. We did things together, and
we hung out at day, we hung out at night.
Yeah.
Hey, sleeping in here. Too bad, I'm coming in. I thought you were sleeping.
And I thought the door was locked.
I met Melissa when we were very young, probably 5, 6 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and so we grew up together, and then as teenagers became very close friends, and she told me about this awesome character, Roxy, and I loved it, and I was like, oh, this is really in tune with my dark side.
Happy holidays from the York family. More like the Dork family. What is it about Christmas that makes people want to wear matching outfits?
Because I'm like rainbows and unicorns, and then I have a little bit of a dark side, and I loved it. I loved the character.
Hey, you must be the new girl, Sabrina. I'm Morgan Kavanaugh, the RA. Come on in.
Sabrina's other housemate, Morgan Kavanaugh, was played by Alyssa Donovan. The 29-year-old actress was most recognizable from the 1995 film Clueless.
Miss Stoger, my plastic surgeon doesn't want me doing any activity where balls fly at my nose.
Well, there goes your social life.
Morgan is kind of the opposite of everything we know about Sabrina. Morgan is very superficial. She's very hung up on her looks. She always wants to have the latest designer clothes.
What is my ex-boyfriend doing here? You said it was okay.
I must have been tweezing or waxing at the time. You know that you can't talk to me then.
But despite just being into fashion and boys, her and Sabrina do end up clicking and becoming really good friends.
Oh, I'm sorry, Morgan. I was only thinking of myself.
Thank God you have me as a role model.
I'm constantly playing that sort of very bitchy, elitist, but out of touch, but sweet sort of thing. I love how I'm trying to make it seem sweeter than she really was, but it's always fun to be like the spice in the soup.
And believe me, I'd want to die too if I had I Heart Hanson on my butt.
You gave her details? Thanks a lot, Morgan. I thought I could trust you.
I'm not exactly sure why.
And then you have to figure out, like, why is she still friends? Or why are these people friends with her? You know, so you always have to kind of find something that makes her identifiable or, you know, redeemable in some way.
I understand you have to soak your hip, but why do I need to be in here?
Because this crummy tub doesn't have any jets. Keep pedaling, Red.
What about I was like taking a bath with the cat, and I remember sitting there like setting the lights and the animatronic cat, and I have like some crazy shower cap or something on, and I'm sitting in there and I was like, I wonder where this is gonna take me.
Oh, I'm soaking in cat water.
Is this okay? What's happening right now?
I also have a picture of me in a shower cap in a bath with the cat.
With the cat?
We're taking a bath.
That is so funny. How many people can say that in the world? I thought I was the only one. Now it's the two of us.
Salem, what are you doing in here?
I just like splashing around in the bubbles. Oops, drop the soap.
I find it amazing, I don't know if you guys do, the amount of guest stars that were on the show. I mean, I run into people all the time. It was like, I was on Sabrina with you. I was on Sabrina. Maria Menounos was the other day. Was like, yeah, I did a Sabrina.
Press coming through.
We're all press.
Okay, then shortest to the tallest.
Usher did like a whole serenade.
You're the love doctor?
That's me.
You remember that one? It was like a love-themed episode right before Usher became Usher.
Enough with the chit-chat sweetness. Tell your problems to the love doctor.
And he serenaded Sabrina to get her to fall in love with me or something like that.
Well, my boyfriend Josh just told me he loves me.
Oh, sweet, sweet love.
But you look back on these episodes, they were like epic.
Seems like we're meant to be.
Backstreet Boys were kind of cool too. They came through.
Yeah, we had some great guest stars. Oh my gosh, we had like Britney and NSYNC, and we had the Violent Femmes.
Guys, Please Do Not Go.
But I have a cramp in my hand, and we don't have our instruments.
Blondie.
Trill, did you remember to feed the candle?
And Penn and Teller.
You look so sad. You know you can't have a mortal. You didn't feed the last one.
Davy Jones from The Monkey.
Oh my gosh, and Barbara Eden, Gary Marshall.
Johnny Mathis.
Johnny Mathis? Cool. Oh, this is the best Christmas ever.
I mean, there were so many amazing people there.
Dick Van Dyke.
Let's give him the old soft shoe.
Dick Van Dyke danced on Sabrina. Better than that, right?
That was amazing.
I was in a wedding dress. We rode off on a motorcycle together. And I knew I could trust you on that motorcycle, that you weren't gonna, I wasn't even scared getting on a motorcycle with you in a wedding dress.
Well, to be fair, we never had to pull away.
Did we not?
No, that was...
I thought we did.
No, they wouldn't let us.
Photo op! This could be the last time that we are coming down these stairs as 3 single women.
After 7 seasons, 163 episodes, and 2 networks, Sabrina the Teenage Witch said goodbye in April 2003 with an emotional 2-part series finale.
All right, let's rock and roll, people. We're having a wedding.
In the Sabrina finale, we see that Sabrina is finally getting married to her longtime boyfriend, Aaron, but on her wedding day, she literally wakes up with cold feet.
Salem, I do not have cold feet.
I was actually engaged to be married, and I was thinking, this is gonna really ruin it for me when I really get married.
Do I know you?
I doubt it. I'm doubt. Apparently, there's some serious doubting going on around here.
On Sabrina's wedding day, because of her cold feet, she gets a visit from a magical being called Doubt.
I guess I went all the way to the North Star for nothing.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
That's the essence of who Aaron is.
Doubt gives Sabrina a soul stone, which is half of a puzzle piece. And if her soul stone matches Aaron's, there you go. They're soulmates and they're meant to be together.
They fit! They fit! Almost. No. What am I supposed to say? I almost do.
Sabrina decides to go on with the wedding anyway, and she keeps stalling, and Aaron eventually has a talk with her.
Do you think we're soulmates?
Soulmates? Do you mean, are we destined to be together?
Yeah, 2 halves of a whole, yin and yang, Ben and Jerry.
Sabrina, life doesn't have any guarantees. I mean, all we can do is try to make each other happy.
Aaron's talk with Sabrina works. She joins up with her father. She is just about to walk down the aisle, and then this reminder of her ex-boyfriend Harvey pops up.
Oh my God, wait. I can't wear this. Get it off me, hurry.
What, 12:36?
Harvey gave me that 7 years ago. 12:36 is the exact time that we met.
She makes it all the way to the vows.
I, Sabrina Spellman, take you, Aaron Jacobs, to be my partner in life. My one true.
And then everything goes wrong.
Sabrina.
Could we just have a minute?
At this point, everybody in the church is like, oh my God, what's happening? We came to a wedding. Why is this not happening? What's going on?
So I'm sensing a little hesitation on your part.
You're such a wonderful guy.
But we're not 2 halves of a whole.
Sabrina runs from the altar, leaves Aaron there in a very dramatic fashion, goes outside where we find Harvey and his soul stone, which was magically given to him.
Harvey?
I'm not really sure what this is, but something tells me I'll find the answer here.
And I think I just found mine.
They kiss, she jumps on the back of the motorcycle, they're about to run away together, and in that last moment, they put their soul stones together, and of course, they're a perfect fit.
I guess that's the something old she needed.
Would you look at that? 12:36 on the dot.
I was in a wedding dress. We rode off on a motorcycle together. And I knew I could trust you on that motorcycle, that you weren't gonna, like, I wasn't even scared getting on a motorcycle with you in a wedding dress.
Well, to be fair, we never had to pull away.
Did we not?
No, that was...
No, we did.
No, they wouldn't let us. They wouldn't let us.
That's why I wasn't scared.
That's why you weren't scared, because they yelled cut, we immediately got off, and the stunt doubles got on, and then
Oh, that's why.
No, I was like, why?
Because I'm like, I wasn't scared. I don't remember being scared, but
that's
I had
why.
a huge dress on, too. So.
Yeah, you trusted me so well.
Yeah, I did. I trusted you so much to not go anywhere.
Right there. I love it.
14 years after the final episode and 55 years since the character was created, Sabrina lives on in comic books, cartoons, and coming soon, a brand new series on the CW.
The CW is doing one. We're not involved. It's no longer Heartbreak, my mom and I. It's not our project anymore. Archie Comics the rights reverted back to them, and they're doing the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is a darker sort of twist. So I think our show was like about magic and family. And I think the new one, it sounds like, I have no idea, but it sounds like the new one's gonna be more about like witchcraft, dark stuff. I think it sounds more Buffy the Vampire Slayer than it does Sabrina. So I think it'll appeal to a different kind of audience, and it'll be a totally different show.
Here we go.
When you get that combination of people and the chemistry it's just sort of a miracle. It was like it worked all across the board. It's not like you ever watch it and go, no, there's,
Right.
It just sort of worked as like this lunatic supernatural family.
To do something that's that timeless that can continue to live on, where our kids get to grow up with it, and then, their kids could grow up with it.
Big family hug.
Like, can we all get there?
Yes.
The girls who were 10 when they started watching are now in their 30s. And it's so much fun when if I go to a meeting and someone meets me at the elevator, and as we're walking to her boss's office, she'll often lean in and say, "Oh my God, I love Sabrina." And that always makes me feel really happy.
I love it. Hold on.
I still have young women come up to me and say, "You are my childhood. You're like my second mom. I listened to your advice, when I was 9, and you were right." So
people are really nostalgic for it.
It's cool.
It owned a generation of girls too.
Oh, absolutely.
It owned a certain age group, and it's just stunning. It's great to be a part of something that resonates like that. So many things we shoot up in the air, and it's like, you don't even hear it land.
Right.
This one landed, it's beautiful.
Every actor wants to have that one role that's iconic, that speaks to people, that people relate to. And we all say the same thing, that, when fans come up to us and they say, "We grew up with you," that is the biggest compliment we could ever receive for, working hard all those years. I mean, we worked long hours, we did some strange things, but we had a blast. And we appreciated every moment, we appreciated every fan for the fact that we were able to do that. And it just makes us feel good that so many people enjoyed it and enjoyed our work. And what more can you ask for?
Thank you.